5 more videos that are made in relation to this one. And they're very different from each one, but the basic premise that I worked with on each video was that it was sort of looking into your daily routine, mundane life.
Let's see where you are with your sketches and your content search. Okay?
The Tao.
Yes.
Excellent. I don't know if you read it before.
Contemplating life.
Exactly. And the Taoism is in line with that. So this is the one that I'm reading.
Plants on pedestals and a video monitor. So people sit in the chairs and watch the monitors of the plants grow. Is that fair?
Got it. Somebody doing a lot of research. Check this out. Isn't this lovely? It's a little Indonesian girl with these giant chess pieces that they make, well, in Indonesia,
Right.
which actually they show the village of the people who make these, and to be honest, it doesn't look that great. So it's probably part of this political unrest in Indonesia right now. You know, it's like a sweatshop where they make giant chess pieces.
Aren't these the kind of pieces they play on these big, like in park, and
Like this.
move them around, right?
And this is an example they showed of their pieces in use. And I sort of asked them for a price quote, you know, about getting these pieces. I don't think we can possibly afford to get any of them.
You need to really develop the story. and
I have a storyboard to show
No,
you too.
Yeah, I want to see that, but a story, complete story, and not get hung up on the technical
Right.
aspects of this thing, and use the things that you're most proficient in and really spend the time on the story and the animation and the illustration.
We're going to use it. We're going to have non-gendered chess characters.
Good. Oh, well, you see now, we've already gotten this male chauvinist
See?
one step
That's
further
right.
in pronouns.
I've become enlightened. You know, I wanted to have the TV screen so that it was easily visible.
So people need to walk through.
Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they could go in front of me.
Franz came in today. He's the animator. Well, he does video games and he does electronic music. And he brought us in a 5-second clip of his, what is it, like a virtual futuristic chessboard.
Well, my thought is that these are not actually pure black pieces. They are sort of a very deep mahogany color, if you will. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of like the light.
I mean, I don't play chess. I don't really understand it, but he's inspired me and I'm going to read up on it now. And
He had to generate all the chess pieces. It took him a week
I understand.
to animate it, and I don't know, 2.5 hours of computer time
to render it.
To render
2.5
it.
hours to render it
To render
last
5
night.
seconds.
5 seconds.
Our main character is going to, you know, once it's still it, non-gendered pawns, I promise.
It's not an issue so much about gender, whether it's a he or a she or male or female.
Right.
What's at issue here is the struggle to throw over the rule of patriarchy, which is this rule of
Right.
imposing order, fighting, power, might and
Right.
control and power.
It's like they're trapped in this chess hell. But I mean, you'll get a sense of, it's very symbolic.
Then you have to tell us why she's upset at work and why she's being chastised.
Because she lost her mom. And then she goes home and she's alone.
Okay, but then you need to show us that.
She has a thought, and then the thought ties in with where she is.
Is it a statement about the world she lives in, or is it a statement about her just changing her personal reality?
Here's the problem. Nobody has a family if everybody's created in the robot family, actually.
Well, but they have, I mean, that's the scene looking out the window from work.
Then you're saying to me that she's upset because everyone else has family and she doesn't.
They look similar, like there's the Tommy family.
You can't expect your audience to imagine what's in your mind. So if there's a world of good and bad, then you have to establish who those characters are.
If I could really make
How
it
long
long,
is this going to be?
maybe like 3 to 5 minutes.
So
Very short.
and then she goes home. When do you introduce the other characters in her home?
I was having a little trouble transitioning between facilitator and participant.
Don't be worried about, being direct about what you want to do.
I saw too much of my thinking in it. And I mean, it is coming from me, so I don't know. I think it's just the switching of roles.
There's going to be an additive quality, too, of all this art, all this work. It's going to, not just be one piece, but it's going to be additive in terms of experientially. And there's funny pieces and dark pieces and, hopeful pieces and dark black pieces. I mean, it's everything. And so, you just put your little piece into it.
I think I'll have more time after next week, so I think I could just, come in on a weekend when no one's around and just really
Put together.
Yeah.
I've started to get a lot of this footage from Belarus, from this trip. It's getting translated. I've got these 2 Russian kids who are translating this stuff, which is really, every time I read this text, it sort of proves to be more and more, certainly emotional, because I was on this trip, but what was happening was, my father's speaking in Russian, these people are speaking in Russian, and we're like, Dad, what'd you say, what'd you say, what'd you say? And he may go on for 5 minutes, and then his response would be 2 words. Did you guys see Lost in Translation?
Yes.
Okay, it's like
I know.
intense, right?
We've been in these situations.
Right, so what I'm finding is all these other pieces, and some of the stuff I was telling you about, well, I sort of honed it down to a couple hours worth of footage that deal with right when we get to the place where we find the town where he was in hiding.
Now, are you going to also deal with your issues of hiding too, or just with this?
Probably. I think, right now I'm just sort of going to put that out there, and that's the stuff I'm struggling with, is what do I go and shoot now to sort of...
Well, but also what you talked about, how you lived your life, how you...
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm sort of struggling with. So there's this constant pull to this sort of hiding, and I feel like it's the counterweight. It's like a pull, I don't know if I'd say to the future,
well,
but...
I think you have to say it's to the future.
Yeah,
so
I mean...
what you're aspiring to.
Well,
breaking loose.
Well,
you're breaking loose of this whole...
Right, or it was the thing I was always aspiring to as I went along. I mean, it was the thing that sort of kept me out of there in some way. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you're talking about.
So that you're experiencing it, and it's what's ultimately going to pull you to the future. I guess the other thing that I've been dealing with is sort of this notion in my life of living kind of 2 worlds. And that is the world that, because these stories were never really discussed, there was a lot of silence around it, but you could feel it. I mean, there was certainly the fear of it, there was sort of the nature of my father's character. So it was sort of all there. But I'm sort of using this project to sort of
get at it,
break it out in the open, put a name to it.